Yes, sir. That's so off the time. Sorry, guys. All right.
All right. Pay attention. We're gonna teach you something real special today. This is two coins with my boy Wally, then Ronnie, wherever you're at, we're at. Showing two sides of the same coin. Let me know what y'all think. 2 coins. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the 2 Coin Podcast, live and direct from SAC today. It's your boy Waleed.
And it's your boy Ronnie, the other side of the coin. And this week's episode is brought to you by Cardano. Make sure you get you some, for real.
If you know, you know.
Anyways, we got a very special guest back at it again, the one and only Tati, a.k.a. the creator.
What's up, everybody?
Co-founder, the legend behind
Happy to be
Wood
here.
Morning.
Yep.
How you living?
I'm living good.
Yeah.
You know how I do.
We happy to be here. Tati has opened up her home today, so 2 Coin Podcast is on the road once again.
Facts.
I'm happy you guys came through. I'm happy to have some space to do it. So yeah.
Hey, we happy that you got like a little podcast environment already out here.
Already.
Came up in here like all. Shout out to the Laker, remember, like, you know what I mean? The Kobe
they
Shrine.
Can't see it. We gonna keep that. We gonna keep it on the.
Yeah, whatever.
You know I collect. A little collecting.
Just in case you're wondering what side she was on. Just in case you didn't already know.
What side of the coin I'm on?
Man.
But Tati, we were talking about this like a little bit off camera. How like SAC is like super far off and like away from everything. How do you like living out here just in general?
I like SAC. I feel like it's a great place to raise a child. It's a great place to like get things started. It's a great starter area. So like if you're just not wanting to buy a home, it's kind of just past that time, but there's still little areas in which you can get a home at a good time. Mm-hmm. You got the new Golden 1 area. So you have the new Doco area, which is new to the Sacramento area, where they redid the whole arena.
Yeah, the Kings Arena, they renamed it to
yeah,
the
so they
Golden
renamed
One
it. They moved it from Sleep Train. Sorry, I'm not a native Sacramentoan.
Sleep Train just sounded corny.
So if I say something...
This sound like people sleeping on
Yeah.
Like,
It wasn't really the best, so then they made Golden 1, and I just think that it really made a huge difference on, like, what's out here. So now it kind of has a nightlife. Yeah. There's a lot of brunching. There's a lot of other stuff that you can do that... that keeps it fun. Yes, most definitely. So it's not really, most people would say it's like in the middle of nowhere, but Sacramento's pretty on. They got a professional soccer team, you got a minor league baseball team, and you got a professional basketball team. So
I mean, personally speaking, like I'm not out here that often, but the times that I've been to SAC, I've always had fun.
Yeah, it's like, you can have fun, especially if you get out there. You just got to get out there. You got to know people, yeah. You just have to, there's a downtown, and the downtown is turned up. Like,
I was about to say, like, y'all kind of got your own little city that y'all built out here. Like, you know how the Bay got its own little vibe out there?
Same,
like
inside.
SAC got their own little vibe going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But Tati, as you all know, is the creative director and owner of WOODMORNING, the brand.
Boo, boo, boo.
2 Coin Podcast has promoted the brand a couple of times.
Always.
Go
buy.
And just in case y'all really didn't know, she the one at the beginning of the intro, man. Come on now, y'all.
You already know.
Yeah, that's her voice. 2 Coin, my boy Ronnie Wally. Yeah, that's her voice.
I'm trying to collect my royalties when I can't. Look, I'm just like,
man.
This is like a 10-year investment.
As long as I can be on the show, it's free to me.
Man, put it this way.
These are real homies here.
It's a 10-year investment.
Oh, of course.
You're going to come back, circle around. You're going to get your cut. Once we all top dogs.
We've been rocking for a while now, so y'all know it's always love, as we love to support. Yeah, so sure. WOODMORNING, that's my thing. That's my guy.
Yeah,
that's
so
your baby that like we really saw grow.
We saw the birth of it, exactly.
That's
so I was gonna
crazy.
Like for us, we don't even really need much of an introduction to what WOODMORNING is, but for the people that are watching that might not know or are unfamiliar with the brand, just give us like a general gist of what it is, how you came up with the idea, and how it came about into what it is like today and where it's going.
So I started WOODMORNING almost 10 years ago. Almost. I started in 2014. I did it to fill a need of wanting high-end clothing, but not really wanting to pay the crazy price, or just wanting something that was new vintage. So that's my era, is new vintage. Mm-hmm. So bringing back a lot of old looks and a lot of old vibes and themes and color schemes, and mixing it with the new. So a little bit of fusion, even though I hate to use that word. Yeah. But WOODMORNING is always ever changing. It changes with my mood and how I feel too. So I think that's what keeps it kind of exclusive. It's always different.
Think, not to cut you off, every drop is like unique to add to that point.
Yeah, I really dive into the storyline of what WOODMORNING is. I don't just make clothes. So it's like, I think when people start following me, they follow the story. They follow where I come from, how I get down. and it kind of just comes with it.
So for the people unfamiliar with the story, like what is the story of Wood Morning?
So
if they're
Wood Morning,
unfamiliar with you, how do you get down? You know,
Wood Morning is pretty much like, okay, so you're asking about like how the brand start, or kind of like how it.
Yeah, we can start with that. Like how the brand start.
Yeah.
So the brand started when I got to San Jose State, and I just noticed a lot of people would ask me like, "Oh dang, like I'm surprised you put that together like that. I would never wear that together, but it looks good." Or like.
You talking about just random things.
Just people, just things I would just put on. Yeah. And a lot of stuff I would put on was like thrifted, Goodwill. And so I was like, all right, like I remember I went home after my freshman year and I was just like, I'm gonna start a brand. And first thing I made was some hockey jerseys. So I'm really big on, I've always been a big sports fan. That's why we're all here today. Been a huge sports fan, been a big fan of clothing and style and things of the sort, and I think those things are all synonymous: music, sports, fashion. It kind of all mixes and delves. I'm a big music head, so I started making clothes, and then I started bringing in production and kind of creating a story with every concept and with every collection, and keeping it exclusive but keeping it high quality. And now I just pretty much scale up at this point, so now I'm going more high end. That's pretty much what I'm working on right now. I'm kind of rebranding a little bit. Just slightly, but I really want to take Wood Morning in a different area, and you guys are going to see a lot more events out of me, and a lot more shows, and a lot more
so when you say
a lot more showings.
When you say rebranding,
like pop-up shops?
Yeah, like a lot more in your face stuff.
Yeah. Got you. So I mean, I wouldn't even call it a rebranding, but just like expanding the brand, right?
Expanding.
So it's like it's becoming more than just like a clothing brand.
Yes, because I know that there's so much more to the experience that Wood Morning gives. Like Wood Morning is that thing in your closet that I can pair this with anything and it's hot. Like it's staple pieces that pop. So a lot of color mixes, a lot of color fabrics that are missing. I like to play with all that stuff. So if you mix all those things together and then you add on different concepts and videos and things like that, I feel like it's a whole. Yeah. We're not just a brand. Like it's a business. Like there's multiple things that we can do, and I want to show more of what we can do. It's
crazy. I mean, I have a different perspective on it because, like, obviously, like I saw where it came from to where it is now just because of being friends with you, and like knowing you, it's just like it feels like everything that comes out has your stamp on it, like your signature style. It's not even like something I can describe or put into words, but it's just like it's Tati. You know?
And that's so hard to.
Nah, facts.
It's really hard to reflect that. It's really hard to let people know, like, until people need to see me and know me. Yeah. And I think I've been doing a lot of online. COVID sat us down for a long time, and now I'm just itching to get back out.
For sure. That's what's
up. So you'll see a lot more of that.
Hey, let me ask you this. You think COVID, I mean, obviously probably at one point it did like negatively affect it, but do you think it actually helped your brand grow?
It did, because I got to reflect a lot. Mm-hmm. I got to, what happened was in 2019, right before everything happened, I had a show and it was extremely successful and I had a great time. And I just knew, like, from planning that show and planning everything for it, I was like, I like this feeling. Like, I like how it works with my brand. My followers like it. People that like Wood Morning are here. New people are here. So I wanted to give that full experience. Yeah. I appreciate a good experience. I'm somebody who pays for experiences over things. Mm-hmm. So if I can give you an experience, then you'll feel me through that experience. So it's kind of like delving into a new piece of my creative to see what I can pull out.
I feel like he would have been a good museum curator too.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I don't know why I just thought of that.
I can gas anything.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Sure. I mean, shit, that's why Enterprise got you.
Oh, shout out to my peeps.
But I was gonna add a little comment earlier. Like, I didn't want to cut you off, but like in terms of when you said like the quality of material, I could just speak to that personally. Like, remember the other day, bro, when we went to like Topgolf and like I threw on that hat. Yeah. I needed a hat. And it was the Wood Morning, the jean jacket. That
one's a hot classic.
Yeah, bro, that shit goes with anything. And I'm like, bro, like I fucking need this.
Ronnie, how long do you think you've had that hat?
Probably like 7 years now.
Yep, it's still rocking, right?
It looks like brand new.
One, bro, even that hockey jersey.
Still rocking.
The classic.
Everybody knows if it's Wood Morning, you're going to have it. And if you don't, it's because you gave it to somebody else. And I appreciate the hand-me-down gifts, too. I love to see somebody in it that was like, oh, I got this from somebody else. I love that. Yeah.
For sure. So, in terms of like...
keeping this shit for life. My kid's gonna be walking around like rocking Wood Morning. It's like, bro.
Hey, that hockey jersey is gonna be like an artifact. You're gonna have to frame it.
People be on that hockey jersey. Like they're like, where's it at? I need it.
Speaking of artifact, I gotta
pass, baby.
Right here.
My boy Wally, classic.
Man.
But now I was gonna say, Tati, like in terms of your operations of like Wood Morning, we had a little conversation about this offline, like how you're talking about, you know, X amount of people you got on payroll, et cetera. Like, where are you at in terms of that, and like, where do you see yourself going in terms of how big and like how booming your operations could be, like, say within the next 5 years or so?
Ooh, in the next 5 years?
Yeah. That's
funny. I was just thinking about this other day. I think I'm scaling up on other businesses outside of Wood Morning that will scale up Wood Morning.
Yeah.
So the issue with being a creative is that it's harder to crowdfund and have investments because it's all based off your creative, not really based off of anything else other than that.
It's risky to put all your chips
unless you
into
want to make fast fashion and, you know, just pump out clothes at Zoomies. So that's kind of how that business runs.
Does Zoomies still exist?
Yes, and it still has a million pieces in there.
I was 15 years old all up in Zoomies, dog.
Shout out to y'all. Yeah. But anyways, I'm just kind of like,
Zoomies adapted, hella random, but Zoomies adapted through the years. You know what I mean?
It used to be totally different, and it just kind of fell off.
It used to be a skate shop.
Yeah, and then it went to something else.
Now it's you trying to look like them fools in the video?
Yeah, it's pretty much
starter pack. Like, literally.
Yeah. I think in the next 5 years, as I scale up on other things, being a real entrepreneur, always investing my money into something else, kind of making a lot of strategic moves with my money. Right now, I have 2 people on staff, almost 3. So, I mean, I would like to scale up a lot.
The fact that you even have a staff is in and of itself is an accomplishment.
I mean, shout out to my all girl staff, always minority girl staff that I keep with me.
Shout out to them.
I just, you know, I keep my girls with me. They make the right decisions, and I know that I can trust them out with anything and everything. So it's just my team right now, and I'd like to elevate on that. So if anybody's looking, I'm always looking for new work.
Yeah.
Nah. Hey, so I mean, I want to ask, like, obviously, Wood Morning came out through your time in San Jose, right?
Yeah.
You think that it would have been the same way had you gone anywhere else?
No.
Ooh, that's a good question, bro.
The reason why I don't is because I met so many different people at San Jose, and I was just so comfortable, and I don't feel like I would have been as comfortable. Maybe if I was further away from home, I was always accessible to go home if I needed to, or maybe if I didn't really have the people I had met, like, first day. Shout out to Brittany and Whitney. Yeah. First day, you know, like the people that lived on my floor. Shout out Moheb, you know, shout out all my people. Like,
all
it's
the day one homies.
All of them.
Kayla, Amiko. Yeah. I'm shouting out all the homies. Lacey, Capria.
Yeah.
I'm counting out all the homies. If I forgot about you, I still love you. But it's just
still got love for
somebody's gonna call me later, like, Ty, you forgot about me.
You didn't
I bet
drop
you
me.
$20, bro. It's gonna be somebody. I love you.
Yeah.
But like, I think if I wouldn't have met the people that was there, I wouldn't have had the experiences and learned the things from all of you guys too, coming from different areas of the world, coming from different experiences. I don't think I would have been able to curate what I have now.
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Because, it's something that we always talk about and, like, harp back on this podcast. Is, like, the different, like, experiences and the different, like, the diverse, like, amount of people that I met and, like, the different, like, cultures that I was, like, exposed to was crazy. Like, it made me, like, a better person, to be honest.
It's 5 years of a big experience.
Yeah.
Like, and for some of us, it's still, like, it was the focal point that really got me catapulted into the world in a way that, like, you really don't think you are socially.
Yeah.
I won't say it did it for me professionally, but socially, like, the way I feel about, like, my relationships and who I know and how I grew as a person.
And even your worldview, bro, because it shapes your worldview because you see, like, all these people from all different corners of the world, and you forget how diverse of a place it is. Yeah. And you connect with all these people on a different level, too, because, like you meet different people throughout college, right? And you establish different friendships and relationships, and they're all on a different level. Like, I have, like, and I'm sure you do, like, friends from San Jose State that don't even know other friends that you have from San Jose
Exactly.
State. That have never met you guys before. You know what I mean? So
people are like, I've never met you before. And
exactly.
It's like, man, I went here this whole time.
Those type of relationships with different types of people, like, expands your worldview like crazy.
I agree.
Yeah.
It really made me who I am today, and, like, so many young, like, entrepreneurs and musicians and a lot of people just doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Even if that was, like, your homie, like, slinging shoes or whatever the case was, everybody was after something. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. SJ got a lot of raw talent.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like a lot of raw talent.
I've been to so many talent shows, Black Student Union shows. I've spoken to so many people in the quad. Like I'm talking about. There's so much knowledge at San Jose State just walking around. Yeah. Teachers are out. I hope that COVID doesn't hinder that for people where they can't have that same experience that I felt like I had, where I knew that I could stop in and talk to anybody at any time.
That's something that's crazy. Like I was about to say, fucking with COVID hitting, right? Mm-hmm. Think about our freshman year, that whole experience. Think about other people that went to college that had their freshman year experience.
They shut shit down in March, which is like right smack in the middle of your midterms or like your spring semester.
But even then, so put it this way, what do you think is worse? You starting school off in fall and you get half an experience of your freshman year, or you being a senior in high school, getting ready to go to college, and then right when you're done with senior year, COVID hits?
I think it's senior year because with like...
I think it sucked for senior year because they didn't get to graduate, they didn't get to go to prom.
Exactly.
And those are things that mean a lot to you. Like,
senior year, like a majority of these people that are in your class, you're probably not going to see again. And
for the rest of your life.
It's correct. You're not going to see them again. And so you want to make... Like, luckily, like, I got to make the most out of, like, my last 6 months of my senior year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There were, like, even the people that I haven't seen since then.
But like you said, the last 6 months, that wouldn't happen.
Exactly. It's so depressing. But, like, whereas with college, like, your first year, I don't know. Like, we were all in the dorms, right? I feel like by March, I was already, like, solidified. I was like, I had the same group of people that I still kick with to this day. Yeah. Right? So,
I felt around for a couple groups before I was like, all right, I was always... I keep myself not accessible. I'm always like on the run.
Exactly. Like put it this way, bro. By March, I think like we started talking about like getting our spot together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, I feel like
then I think we started like fully kicking in like January, February. You know what I mean?
And if we're kicking it in these baby ass rooms, then we really care about each other.
Exactly. Yeah, facts, bro.
Or we would just kick it outside no matter what the weather was. We're outside.
Used to be like 15 deep. Just doing nothing.
Oh, smoking. We used to be going crazy.
Just post. You gotta fuck with somebody to kick it with somebody.
That was so reckless, like, bro. If you imagine living there and not smoking weed and like all these fucking little kids.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all remember that one dude at the fucking apartments that would always just be bitching, yelling from his apartment window?
Oh my gosh, what would he be mad about?
That's just, bruh. We not the first and we not the last. You know what I mean? Like, we just another class that just came through.
Yeah, and you gonna see it every year the same way.
Yeah, but I mean, like going back to the COVID thing, like like having it freshman year of college would suck, but I feel like I'd be able to move on a little bit.
At least you got that first. I see what you're saying. You got the first half of it where like, at least you got a whole semester. You know what I mean?
Let me throw y'all another curveball. Like, how do you feel about having like going through the pandemic at this stage of your life? Do you feel like this was the right stage, so to speak, like for you to experience something like this, or do you think?
Oh, it's the best.
Do you think it held you back?
Nope. I feel like I'm at my best health. I'm at my best wealth. I'm at my best like mental status of like me, where I know who I am and what I need and how to manage that. Where like I just made sure that it didn't really affect me very much. Like I kind of took it as like, okay, if everything's slowing down, then we're all gonna slow down for a little bit. I would happen to continue to make income and have a dog mentality all the time. Oh, yeah. So I think it kind of inspired me a little bit and showed me that the government can do whatever they want to do, if that makes sense. Yeah. The conspiracy theory in me is just kind of like, you guys just showed me that you guys can pay us, no problem. You
government
can pay
showed their ass the past year. They showed their ass.
I'll keep it very simple. I try not. Once we get into politics, it's going to be really, we're going to turn up. Yeah. But it's just kind of like they showed me straight up that they can pay everybody's bills and they can do whatever they want and they can create a cure for something in 2 weeks and they can do that. So why would I trust that anything I have can't be taken away from me if I don't make it myself?
Thanks.
So what really happened to me over the pandemic was that I became a dog about working for myself. I became a dog about letting my parents work for my company and their companies within our LLC. Yeah. I do not want anybody to be like, I can't work because I have to keep this kind of health insurance. I'm over it.
Bro.
Because y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. So
let me put it this
my
way.
family is going to be working for me in the next 5 years, and that's what it's going to be. And everybody's going to retire, and we're going to chill.
Even if it's not happening yet, the fact that you're already setting it up is like just speaks volumes.
It slapped me in the face. You guys were able to give everybody money, and there's people living out on the streets.
You talking about $1 trillion stimulus, like trillion, like
bro? We
talking about throwing that word out there.
We talking about multiple though. It's not just one package that came. That's the crazy.
You just pulling trillions out of your ass.
Hey, but one thing I will say though about this whole thing happening the way it did, obviously for people like us, I feel like it was great for people in their mid to late 20s because it had you like get ready for adulthood way quicker. But also it's beneficial because now it's like, bro, you got 18, 19, 20-year-olds that are investing and thinking about their next 4 years in a way that they wouldn't have been forced to sit down, slow down, and evaluate.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You literally just made the same exact point I was gonna say. Cause like I asked that question because I feel the same way, bro. Like I feel like this is the perfect stage in my life for me to go through something like this. Like if it was up to me, I wouldn't go through something like this at all, right? But if we wanted to go through it, right? Like
we here.
I'd rather be like 25 than I was at 21. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or than I am at 30 when I'm really trying to get established.
Just even like,
really
scientifically speaking, like your mid 20s is when like they say your like prefrontal cortex develops.
Yeah.
So that's when you fully become like a person.
Yeah.
Like a functioning adult, right? And like when you have the opportunity to kind of like slow down and evaluate everything in your life, and like make the necessary move. Everybody that I know personally has made like moves over the past year that are putting them in a better spot. Like,
I agree.
I can say that for a fact.
I agree.
And I feel like that wouldn't have happened without COVID. So like for us, like in this age, I feel like it was almost, I hate to say it because it was so tragic and a lot of people lost their lives.
Yeah.
But like the fact that like everything slowed down and it gave us a chance, those of us who have the luxury to still work.
Yeah.
It was a good time for it to happen.
I agree. You know? If you're able to still be able to work and kind of find your way, was it very opposite for others? I can't speak on their experience, but
because you talk about the government, like you could easily just sit here and be like evicted from your like apartment.
Yep.
Like I could be evicted from my, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could be between jobs right now or some shit.
I always struggle with that, like of really getting deep into that idea of how the system works and where it can take you, and kind of just having to always manipulate something, like always. It doesn't matter what it is.
Somehow.
Yeah. But I mean, you gotta also think like, there was a lot of people that, you know what I mean, between jobs or whatnot, but I'm not gonna lie, like Americans, especially Californians, you know what I mean, they were getting paid at least $4,000 to $5,000 a month for a whole year
on the PPP.
You know what I mean? And it's one of those, like, if you didn't do nothing with that bread, like, bruh.
I'm not gonna lie, like my brother like quit his job and was sitting on his ass just collecting unemployment and DoorDashing.
But he's stacking.
And like making hella money. I'm like, bro, like that's the dream.
All I'm gonna say is the people who came up on this shit, like the real PPPs, the people who really like, I hope you did something with it that can make you more money.
You feel me? Because they gonna come back and grab that from you. That's what people didn't understand about the
I took all of my stimulus money and threw it in the stock market. Threw it in investments.
The whole crypto.
The whole check. I didn't touch any of it. If anything, I'm maybe pay a credit card down or something, like something that's gonna benefit me in the long run. But this is free money. I can't be thinking about this money as something that's gonna be paying my bills. I don't even. This is blood money?
Shit, I put the stimmy in Cardano and damn near doubled it.
What is Cardano?
Hey, all right, hold up. We gonna
hear this.
You better keep it slim.
Here come the rant.
And where do I?
It ain't a rant. Ain't none of that. It's one of those right now, like, bruh. So Cardano is pretty much a third gen crypto. You know what I mean? The dude who created it was a co-creator of Ethereum. He left Ethereum because he didn't like the way Vitalik was going with that whole direction.
Who's Vitalik?
Vitalik is the
nerdy little Russian dude.
Yeah, nerdy little Russian dude. He's pretty much the creator of fucking Ethereum. He's the face of Ethereum. Charles Hoskinson is the dude that left Ethereum to create Cardano. He created Cardano back in 2017.
And they got a scientist name, Charles Hoskinson.
2017. So since then, now 4 years, these motherfuckers have been in the cuts, developing their brand, developing their project. Mm-hmm. For the past 3 years, obviously in the last bull run, Cardano fucking caught that wave of all the other up and coming coins, shot up to $1 which as just an idea. It was at its genesis. 2018, 2019, 2020, up until, you know what I mean, the Bitcoin halving, which happened in the summer of 2020, Cardano was sitting at anywhere between 2 to 4 cents.
Okay.
Last summer, once the halving happened, you know what I mean, Ethereum started doing DeFi, attention started coming onto the crypto space again a little bit. Then Binance started doing their, you know what I mean, they introduced smart contracts.
Yeah.
And they created DeFi on their project, you know what I mean, with the
which
Binance.
basically means the price goes up.
Yeah.
You feel me? Having a smart contract pretty much means you have projects being built under this one main project.
Like the price is guaranteed to go up almost.
Through this, Cardano, you know, last year 14 cents, 25 cents. Then this year, over the back in April, hit its all-time high and then shot past it, got all the way to $2.20. Then about, I want to say maybe a month ago, the IOHK Foundation, Cardano's entire group, they announced that April 25th, a couple days ago, Japan's major exchange was introducing Cardano.
April 25th.
I mean, not April, August 25th. My bad. Was allowing Cardano to be purchased. So now you have 126 million new people that have access to purchase this crypto.
All it needs is just like this.
On top of that, September 12th, they announced the date. September 12th, smart contracts is coming to Cardano. So right now, it's almost sitting at $2.87. And it's still at a market cap of like $9 billion.
I got in at like $2.30, and now it's at $2.80, and
It ain't about when you got in either. Money. It's like you got to think about this too. Cardano is actually working with different. Where can you
purchase Cardano?
You can get it at Coinbase. You can get it at Binance. You can get it at any major exchange.
I'll put it to you this
Coinbase?
way.
Yeah, you can get it off of Coinbase. But I would say don't hold it on Coinbase. Get you the dataless wallet. Hold it on an off wallet, and just sit on it for 10 years.
10 years.
I mean,
10.
What are you doing with stocks? You sitting on a company, right? Are you doing day trading with it?
This is my 401k,
but I mean,
bro.
Like, you feel me?
I get it.
Because put it this way, the time to make the 2 cents to $2, you missed that train. You know what I mean? But now we're looking from $2 to like 10, 15 over the course of the next 5 years. I'm saying 10 because you got to think about Bitcoin cycles.
Yeah.
You remember in 2017 when people saw $20,000 on a Bitcoin went crazy?
Yeah.
Right now we're at fucking
50?
Bruh, and we're not even at the peak yet. It already had an all-time high of like 68.
To put it like in layman's terms,
go get you some Cardano.
No, like so for the people who know like the basics just about crypto, right? Like Bitcoin blew up first, right?
Yep.
People got rich off of it. Ethereum blew up second, right?
Yep.
Get the fucking Cardano right now.
So what is Ripple dead now? Are we done with
Ripple?
Ripple?
So Ripple's going through like an SEC lawsuit. They still dealing with it.
Okay.
So it's one of those, you can put your money in it. If they end up winning that, then you know what I mean. That price is about to skyrocket.
But if they don't,
then you're gonna lose your money.
You think that's what slowed it down?
Yeah, bro. Because people don't. Because if SEC shuts them down, they're done.
It's over with.
SEC's daddy.
That's just over. But like even outside of that, the reason why like the whole September 12th shit's like important. We're about to see 100x, 50x, 25x, 10x opportunities coming from 2 projects that are being built on Cardano's network. The same shit is happening right now with Solana. Solana's another top 10 crypto.
Okay.
Has its own ecosystem. You know what I mean? Fucking shout out to
if you're holding any crypto right now, like any substantial amount, September 12th, think of it like if you hit the lottery, but you knew it ahead of time and you knew what day you were gonna gonna hit it, you just didn't know the dollar amount.
Upcoming projects, bro. Projects like ADAX with the ticker ADAX is gonna be the top DEX on fucking Cardano. Right now, it's literally sitting at a market cap of like 125 mil.
So what's going on September?
Hey, Cardano, sponsor me, bro. Like I'm giving you a platform. Send me some money.
September 12th. So when DeFi came onto Ethereum, projects were built on Ethereum, and that you were able to stake and earn rewards by holding tokens, and farming is what they would call it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So farming is basically you're holding this certain token on a platform, and you get paid in that platform's token. That's just a basic way to put it. Then that same thing came on Binance. Once Binance introduced their own smart contract net, the whole point of having these upgrades or these other blockchains are coming with their own networks. Ethereum's network is mad congested.
Just like Bitcoin's.
But outside of that, to make transactions on the Ethereum network, one transaction could run you $150 to $1,000 just to move money or just to trade between these coins. On Binance's, the shit's anywhere between like 15 to 25 cents.
If Binance is even working when you're on.
Cardano,
no, not Binance, the exchange. I'm talking about Binance's like
their crypto, like their smart contract.
Their smart contract ecosystem, the Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah.
So then now Cardano's doing that. It's about to be faster and even more cheaper, anywhere probably from like a penny to 2 pennies per transaction. And this makes a difference when
guaranteed users, guaranteed traffic, which is guaranteed money for
literally
the holder of the coin.
And you got to think DEXs and
so I need to get in before the 12th?
Oh, you get in
before the 12th.
I said get in like in the next.
Should I get in tomorrow morning?
Yeah. You should get in right now if you can.
Okay,
but
I'll get in before you guys leave today.
Nah, big facts. But that's just my little.
You guys just owe me dinner in 10 years if it doesn't work out. In 10 years.
Watch the segue. Watch the segue right here though. What was the date?
Segue.
September 12th?
Oh, September 12th.
That's a day after 9/11, right?
Oh, we got to say
9/11, we like tragically lost a bunch of lives, here in the United States because of a terrorist attack that was, operated and funded basically all in Afghanistan. Afghanistan's
through
a country
the U.S. government
that we invaded in 2001 in our war on terror. We just pulled out of Afghanistan like sloppily. I mean, you guys have been watching the news, and everybody else kind of has like a general idea of what's going on, even if it's completely basic.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I want to ask you, Tati, like our guest first, or Ronnie, if you want to chime in first. Just what are your thoughts, man? Just give me your thoughts.
I just always feel like as Americans, we get into things we don't even need to be involved with.
Facts.
I think that's probably our main issue is we
can't mind our fucking business.
We can't mind our business. We spend hella money doing stupid stuff. We lose hella lives doing dumb things. And really nobody even asks for that. And what happens is all Americans do is go out there and get corrupt. If that makes sense. And I hate to say it like that. Not all of them. And, you know, shout out to the U.S. Naval Force and Army. My dad's a vet. Shout out to the whole military system. But I just feel like what ends up happening is that Americans are about greed. So if money talks, people are going to do things outside of that. So I feel like we went there to think we were going to fix something and end up feeding fuel to the fire of what was already going on there.
Well, the simple thing is like war is profitable, right? We would all agree war is profitable.
Oh, it's most definitely profitable.
So anything that's profitable, whether it's war, whether it's keeping guns circulating across like citizens, whether it's whatever bullshit you can think of that's still happening because it's profitable. The only reason it's happening is because it's profitable.
Bro, I'll say this, man.
Just like crime, incarceration.
Crime, like we could ban guns tomorrow and just put an end to all this shit.
I mean, I don't want y'all to do that, but I do think that there's
not all of it,
but
like we'll put us like, you know.
Nah, if they put a ban on guns, it's only the people that are gonna get fucked.
I actually been planning on actually getting one soon. I think it's a good purchase of mine.
I mean, yeah, if motherfuckers are out here with AKs and shit, like I'm gonna keep a gat.
But hey, I'm gonna say this about that whole Afghanistan shit. Yes. So first off, shout out to Nick Ritchie, fucking Jonathan, Nick's fucking brother and cousin that actually fought out there during that time, and all the motherfuckers that actually
out there fighting. Out there.
Yes. Salute. So I'll say the one benefit that came out of like that whole involvement was that, yeah, to an extent, like, you know what I mean, Afghanistan became progressive in terms of women's rights and women's like getting educated. We were talking about this earlier, like 20 years is enough to educate two different generations that otherwise normally wouldn't have. But then now it's like the outcome that we seeing, it's literally just a byproduct of this would have happened regardless. Like that 20 years, our involvement was just a blip in their regular, you know what I mean, their history and just the way the shit is already run in that area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't think we helped. We didn't help.
If anything, I'd say
I'm okay. Let me not say it like that. We helped in ways that you don't think of. We helped in ways that we weren't even trying to help. That makes sense.
Exactly.
We almost
it's like getting credit for some shit you didn't mean to do.
We almost how do we say this? Fast forwarded their timeline on progression because a lot of money comes into the area, a lot of education comes into the area. They were able programs.
We were talking about this. They were able to build like roads because it's a mountainous country, right? So it's hard to get in between valleys and like different cities are located like at the ends of mountains. So it's hard to get through the country. Like the U.S. was able to build like they didn't connect the whole country, but they were able to build roads.
Some sort of.
But to your point, like those roads were built by Afghani construction companies that were funded by U.S. money coming in.
And so it's just all money coming in. Yep.
Yeah. Big
and that's how people learn other languages and they learn different things and they learn different trades. And so it's like it was the unconscious benefit of like we weren't trying to do this, but we ended up doing
fuck it, I'll take
because I don't think that was their goal out there to ever help in that kind of situation. I think.
At all. But you gotta also think. So now here's like the other side of the fucking coin. Why you fucking come in right now and do this to, again, a country that's been in existence longer than America has. You know what I mean? By you coming in and involved in this, yes, while you have all this progression going, you got a whole different group or a whole, even however small it may be, it's just breeding anger towards y'all coming into our country. Because you know what I mean?
You ask, like, honestly, like, and this is just from my YouTube Wikipedia research. My Vice documentary research. Like, I mean, from what I've seen, right? Like, to me, the Afghan opinion of, or like the Afghan citizen living in Afghanistan, right? Their opinion of the U.S. presence there is like negative. Like, they want them to fuck off.
Of course.
Right? And like, there's actually like a lot more. There's more Taliban support on the ground in Afghanistan than you may think.
Oh, I believe it.
I'm not surprised.
You know what I mean?
I believe it because
because of the disdain of the Americans.
And it's because they're there. Yeah. They're in it. So maybe they're terrorizing the area, but it's just like the way you can think about gangbangers in the community. Think gangbangers in Los Angeles or Oakland. Maybe they terrorize the area, but they also bring money to the area. They host cookouts. They bring protection. You know, there's other things that come outside of that. They bring money into the area. They fix basketball courts. And I feel like that's the same case.
There's negatives and like. Their negatives are extreme, like right. At the end of the day, they're terrorists.
We're on the outside looking in, so we don't know your needs.
But
if that makes sense.
At the end of the day,
we could never even know because we haven't lived where they live.
At the end of the day, they're looking out for the local everyday Afghan community more so than the U.S. government ever will be.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, there will always be a little more support for them than there will
just
be.
Off of that.
Just
aspect,
off the fact.
yeah.
Like,
the
yeah,
issue is that it's just the extremists of them.
Exactly.
It goes too far, and that's where it's just like, damn, like, and that's really what happens with a group of people
that's
who
what they ride on as an excuse to end up putting it's kind of like the same shit we were talking about earlier with the fucking in Libya. You know what I mean? The U.S. came in, helped them overthrow that dictator, and then fucking
Gaddafi. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's in a worse situation than it was when he was.
Well, it's the same shit that happened in Iraq. We overthrew Saddam.
Yeah.
Saddam was shitty, but like, what the fuck are we in there for? And like, it's like now, that's if Saddam was there right now in 2021, there would be no ISIS. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I agree.
At least he would have run his shit.
That's a fact because Iraq.
Because he ran it like a tight ship.
Because
he wasn't really.
After Saddam died, right? There was like anarchy. There was no government there.
Like a tight motherfucking.
He ran it like
bro.
a tight ship. He ran it like.
There was no government there, right? Like ISIS formed as like a result of there's still U.S. presence here. We're a Muslim country. Let's follow hardline ideology. There's no fucking government here, so fuck it. We got all these weapons circling around that are from the U.S.
Yeah, that we can buy.
We got a bunch of weapons in the U.S. Like the Taliban right now, bro. Like
they're heavy machinery.
All these AKs that they're fucking carrying and all these rocket launchers and shit, these are fucking manufactured by Raytheon and fucking like all these gun manufacturers here. And that's why war don't stop, bro. Because all these fucking guns are in circulation and it makes more money for these.
Yeah,
what you gonna do? Cut off an entire economy?
The Secretary of Defense right now, Biden Secretary of Defense, we're praising Biden for hiring the very first Secretary of Defense in U.S. history, which he is. But like he was also a former like board member at Raytheon.
So it's like,
which is the gun manufacturer.
I didn't even know that.
And so we send a fucking whole platoon to fucking Afghanistan. Guess who's still a holder at fucking Raytheon?
You already know who he is.
The dude at the top of the fucking military.
So of course he's hiring the big contracts and that's why when Donald Trump really got into politics.
That's why I don't fucking vote, bro. Like, fuck
I
that.
knew it was just business and politics are so synonymous. The corporate world is so political that it's just
everything
like
is corporate. America's a corporation.
That's
a corporation.
That's a great way to put it. It is.
It's 100%. Like it's like, how do you beat that?
Why do we have a 40% obesity rate? A 40% obesity rate is fucking absurd, man. Absurd. Like the next closest country is at like 13% or some shit. And it's like, bro, like crazy. Why is that? Because like corporations like McDonald's and fucking.
I mean, but you gotta also think it's like,
they lobby the politicians.
I had a McGriddle this morning. It was bomb.
But even outside that,
the McGriddles are fire.
Like Pete McDonald's, bro. Just even like it all goes back to their marketing. You know what I mean? Shit, you can get one burger for what, $2.95. You can get a burger and fries for $3 something, or you can get this with a drink. They package it in a way that you end up looking at it like, oh, I'm getting more for my money. When at the end of the day, it's like
all this really
it's just all excess thinking.
It just goes back to we grew tobacco, we grew rice with your slaves. And now, okay, we let you guys go, but like we still own everything. So we just gonna make the next corporation to fuck you guys up, and the next corporation to fuck you guys up. Because if we're not gonna make tobacco, then we'll get into another space that's just as bad. Whether it's fast food,
tobacco industry's been victimizing generations of black people,
or whether it's drugs, the prison incarceration. So it's like you guys already had like this all planned, and everybody makes it seem like black people and minorities are so paranoid.
It's like even
and
just
it's
think
like,
about,
come on.
Even just think about tobacco farms back then in the 1800s to what we have now. A liquor store in every corner in every underprivileged community that's selling menthols, right? Like,
and a 99-cent store that you expect people to buy their produce from. And not that 99-cent store produce is bad at all. I shop at the 99-cent store. But is that all we're going to offer people? Come on. No, I don't see no Whole Foods in the hood.
No, like any of the worst neighborhoods that you ever drive through, you won't see no restaurant. Like you won't see like
you won't see a sit down, maybe a Red Lobster up at the corner, maybe an Applebee's.
So fucked up, bro. Like
Golden Corral every now and then.
Like shit is so backwards out here, and it's like, to me, it's like you can almost see it right now to where like as a society we're like going backwards. Like think about when you were a kid.
It's like a hamster wheel.
When you were a kid, like think back to 2004, right? You were like 9 years old.
Yeah.
You weren't like politically in tune or nothing, but you were old enough to like kind of be aware.
I was old enough to get in an argument.
Didn't it seem like we were like racial tensions in America weren't even a thing back then?
Until 9/11. Are we talking pre 9/11?
No, like until like.
Because
I'm talking like 2004. I'm talking about like racial tensions between like black and white people. It wasn't really that much animosity like there is right now.
No, it was towards everything that has to do with that.
There, but yeah.
No, it wasn't. I feel like with black people, it's been more in the last 10 years.
We could live amongst each other more like openly back
But
then.
that's because we're educated.
Yeah.
Not my parents, not y'all's parents, but I hate to say it, just like y'all, I'm not even gonna say this, because every time I hear somebody not of the millennial age or what are we, Gen Z or Gen... I'm just gonna say I'm a millennial. I think I'm a millennial.
Nah, we're the one right before. I think Gen Z.
But we're millennials because I was 5 years old, so I'm a millennial.
I think Gen Z is like 96.
Yeah.
But who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, whatever.
All I'm gonna say is that I think that we're looked at as, you guys are uncontrollable and you guys learn things too fast. You guys are lazy and you guys are this and that. So when I think about the next generation on why we didn't grow previously, it's because they still had that same Jim Crow mindset because they grew up in that time.
Yeah.
And now that we're seeing those people are getting older, we've been educated. I've always been in a mixed area, if that makes sense. We've always been in a mixing pot here compared to our parents who were in more of a standard, this is what you're down with, this is what's okay, this is not what's okay, whether that's religion, whether that's from where you were living in the area you were living in, or because you're a woman, or any kind of culture.
I mean, to me, it just felt like people were more tolerant back then. Like, if it just felt like shit was more integrated.
Shit was more integrated because you didn't have the internet. You didn't have
just in like we could. Yeah,
you got to think if we go back to the 90s, then it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like we're really talking about like.
But like the point I'm saying is like, bro, like we're moving backwards as a society. And a lot of that is because of the bullshit America's been involved. Like, war is just one even, like, that's like 10% of the bullshit we're involving ourselves in right now.
Bro, I think...
all the different wars.
Hey, what you saying about going backwards, I would agree in the sense of, I think now going back to what you said about, you know what I mean, people getting more educated, specifically black people, specifically minorities.
Why do you think the term woke isn't a thing anymore? Or people like want to get rid of it? Because more people are woke. More people know what the fuck is going on or questioning the government.
So, but even outside the government, going back to what you're talking about, like racial tensions, it's coming back because now it's going back because now America has to address its past history. And
yeah, we can't just skate past
just put it off. Yeah.
You're like, this is happening. And when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, this what, 5 to 10 years of like this tension that Karens are bitching about now is nothing compared to 400 years. Now it's like you got a whole batch of people that are educated on the past that want to make a right. And it's like, yeah, so now you feeling some sort of pressure because of the color of your skin, or you're just a white bitch that you got to listen to this. Motherfuckers have been dealing with this shit forever, and that's why it's going back.
I'm not saying that to say racial tensions were easier back then, and no now I'm uncomfortable and I don't want it to be like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like
in 2004 it wasn't like that.
You notice it's not like this, and my point is that the regression of American society is starting now.
But it has to happen.
Yes. And
it's a full circle. Yeah. It has to go back.
It's like that's like Exhibit A basically.
We're in the modern day.
We got social media.
And we're in the modern.
That's just like triggering.
It exposes everything.
We're in the modern day Civil War. Like we're in like a modern day mobile Zoom call Civil War. Where
if the Civil War was like a
Civil War,
yes.
The Civil War was a Twitter war full of keyboard warriors. That's what we're in right now.
Because one thing you're gonna see is all the toxicity on the internet.
Keyboard warriors.
Oh, the keyboard.
I'm a warrior.
Listen, the Google
if
doctors.
Robert E. Lee had viral tweets. That's what the Civil War would be in 2021.
The Google doctors are ridiculous. You guys and your fucking CMOS. You know what I read this morning?
CMOS.
You know what I read this morning?
That shit will add 5
Hold on, I'm about to press these bitches. Let me tell y'all about y'all CMOS ass having a natural loofah, making your own oils. Bitch don't know nothing about no oils. Got me putting fucking hair grease on my face, talking about exfoliation. Y'all bitches. I just read this article today about newborn babies being in the ICU because you guys think you can feed your babies hemp milk and sea moss fresh out the wound.
Be exfoliating with motor oil.
No, bitch. Don't do that for your baby. You stupid hoes. Like, what?
Your kid need help.
You know what's crazy? People read one thing and think it's like, all right, I need to model my life after this way.
Your kid need health insurance.
Time out. The sea moss, y'all gotta stop it. The chlorophyll water, chill, bro.
It's like, bro, first of all, I'm not going to the grocery store and buying sea moss ever.
I only drink alkaline water.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. What do motherfuckers do with the sea moss?
I have no clue.
They say it adds like 5 years to your life.
But no, what are you supposed to do with it? Just eat it?
You're supposed to eat it.
You put it on like toast.
You put sea moss on your avocado toast.
Avocado is sea moss toast. That sounds like some bullshit.
Hey, I'm sure it's at your brunch tomorrow. Yeah. Like, come on.
Brunch on Sunday. Shout out to Nas.
Sorry, y'all made me mad, ladies.
Yeah, but if you're really trying to live healthy, man, just eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or some shit.
That's
man.
like
you don't gotta do all this bullshit that everybody's saying.
You just don't have to do like things you just saw on the internet. That's the thing. It's like everything is so fake. From you guys even being on TikTok, like making videos, like that shit's all fake. And so it's hard for me to delve in everything being an act. Like nothing's like natural.
See, like
funny.
you saying that is to go back to the earlier point. You saying that like solidifies the fact that we're millennials, not Gen Z.
Yeah, I mean, bro,
You know what I'm saying?
Gen Z
Like,
can't acknowledge that.
No, they can't. They don't know nothing about
They can't.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, so Gen Z, it's like you were 2. No, you were like 6.
I'll put it this way, bro. Like I have a younger
Or
sister.
7 when the fucking shit turned.
I
I got a younger sister too.
She's 2 years younger than me, right?
Yeah.
So like we're around the same age, right? She's 24, and I'm like about to be 26. So like.
But
We're
y'all
the same
really
age,
grew up in different
but like
times.
our minds,
I
we
was
grew up
about
in
to-
different times. She was born in '97. Like her outlook is a lot different than mine, bro. Like
And
I feel like
that's what makes
I've always
her
been a little more old school.
That's what
than her.
makes her a millennial.
No, because we're also very gadget savvy. We are
But-
up on everything.
But you have to think that all came through our adolescence, not at the beginning of our adolescence.
I don't know. I had a computer at home for a long time.
But you also do remember not having a computer.
Let me
Yes,
put it
I
this
do.
way. Let me put it this
Yes,
way to you.
We're right on the cusp. We're right on the cusp.
It's
just
tougher.
like-
It's tougher for the newer generation to separate reality from the internet and their pocket phones.
Yes, but the older generation is still stuck on the old shit.
Yeah.
We're like right in
But
the
like
middle.
for the older generation,
That's
it's
what
easy to
I'm saying.
I agree.
compartmentalize.
We're like right in the middle because the old heads, they're starting to get into like, they're not even too much older than us. But if you go 3-4 years older than us, their whole mindset is very different about the music they listen to and about
But
where they're going. And
That's different though, because you have to think people that are 3-4 years older, the same way how you said yo sister's 2 years younger and y'all got different mindsets.
Same thing.
Somebody who's 93, you know what I mean? By the time you're 5, they're already 8. You know what I mean?
Listen, me
I
and
have
my
more in
sister-
common with somebody born in like '89 than I do with somebody
And
born
then
in
again,
like 2000.
people, motherfuckers born in like 92, 93, they grew up with people older in the 80s.
I feel like I can just speak on both. Like I know I have a younger sister too though that's cool as fuck. So like, and she's very mature.
But that's
so I can.
with y'all though.
Yeah, true. So that's a 2001.
Yeah,
So
shout out to my
I'll
brother,
give her-
2001 baby.
I'll give them their props because they're aware of older stuff, but there's still some stuff where I'm like, you wasn't around for that. But that's why, like you say, I'd rather kick it with somebody in the 89 range because I grew up listening to Tribe. I grew up listening to that kind of 90s, late 80s, early 90s hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
And then also,
Plus, like, I just like feeling like the young bull. I don't want to be the OG yet.
you
know
know,
what I mean?
me,
I
I'm
don't
always
wanna-
like, I'm the baby.
Man.
I don't want niggas calling me big bro.
Oh yeah, I'm not
too
really
young for that
fucking with
shit.
you for that
What's
shit.
up, big
Yeah,
bro?
I feel that.
Yeah.
I just feel like we got a lot more. We can speak on the times where phone weren't a thing. We can speak on the
exactly.
I
times.
had a brick phone.
Bro, we
I
can
had a sidekick.
We can
But
speak on the
even
time we
outside
just
that-
had to knock on the door and see if somebody could come out. We can
or
talk
call
on that
somebody
time.
on the
Yeah.
house phone. Hey,
Yeah.
can I? You know what I mean?
So to
We
me,
got
that
the-
makes us like the last.
They like
bunch
to
of
the
millennials.
last. Yes.
No, not the last bunch of the millennials. That would be the oldest of the millennials or the last of the Gen Z.
The last of the Gen Z or the oldest. The oldest of
the
millennials.
millennials.
Other way
would be,
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Because we barely make it. Like if we were born in '96, I don't think it would be the
No,
same.
we wouldn't.
I don't think it would be the same at all.
Yeah, we're like mulattoes.
Because you got to think, put it this way. What's it called? MySpace was popping in 04, 05. That time we were in 4th, 5th grade. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's when I went in the peak.
You know what I mean? So it's like being in 5th grade having a MySpace. At the end of the day, when you in fucking elementary school, we didn't need them fucking MySpace.
My MySpace
but at the
profile was
time, it was
bussin'.
easier to justify a 5th grader in your own mind. Like my dad whooped my ass when he found the MySpace. It's not that it like they justified it, but I'm just saying. Versus you in 3rd grade trying to get a MySpace. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, of course.
It's different.
Yeah.
So somebody born in 96 would have just been right off of all of that. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
agree.
Damn, times have changed, but now everybody in 3rd grade got a Twitter.
Bruh. Bruh, that
You know
shit-
what? People be making baby pages, and like I respect it, but I'm just kind of like,
And you could tell it'd be like I could low-key tell from the caption if it's the pops or the mom running the account.
Yeah.
what would Pop say?
Pops would like try to limit the
You
cute
go,
shit.
champ.
You know, try to limit the emojis.
Pops is gonna put the sports page up. That's what
Yeah,
Pops
yeah.
gonna do.
Man.
Pops gonna make the
All the
athlete page
highlights.
from the jump.
Pops
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
put a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of pics of Lil Man and Pops in a pic together.
Yep.
Me and my dad, I love him so much.
It's funny because
Like nigga, like you're
It's one of those once he gets older, like, man, you made me look like such a cornball.
yeah. Like,
and I had to
got
grow
bullied
up
for
into
this shit, man.
I had to use the same fucking account. That's
Go look
funny.
at
But put it-
Ben Wallace has a kid who's like 14.
Yeah.
Go look at his IG page.
No.
Ben Wallace still runs that shit, dog.
That's
You
hella
think?
funny.
I swear to God, bro. Just look at Ben Wallace's IG. You'll find like a pic of him and his son. He'll tag him in there. Just check out his son's page.
No, is it that bad? I'm scared.
Yeah. It's gonna get into an argument pretty.
Hey, speaking of Ben Wallace, you know what I mean?
What?
Yo, motherfucking Lakers, bro.
You already know.
Shit, I'm calling it right now. They winning the chip this year.
All I'm gonna say is we trimmed the fat. We brought back the oldies. You listen. You got Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony Davis, Trevor Ariza. You got all the little.
That sounds like at least 4 injuries by the time the second round of the playoffs.
Okay, you wanna know? And you wanna know what, Waleed? I was thinking the same thing today. I was just like.
And then we're gonna be here again next year. Like, man, if our whole team was healthy,
nothing happened.
Y'all know how Lakers get down. We build a team in 1 year, we win the champ, and then that team gets blown up. Y'all know how we can.
LeBron like, nah, this ain't work. New team.
So,
reshuffle the deck.
Yes. If everybody, as soon as you get a couple major injuries, it's over.
Even outside of that, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Somebody who pissed away their fucking legacy bag was fucking Kyle Kuzma, bro. He could have really he literally had himself set up to be a Laker, like one of the Laker great like 6-man type players. You know what I mean? You could have been a great fucking Robin, bro. But the one time motherfuckers needed you to show up, brick.
The thing I like about the Lakers
Clink.
and the great thing about being a Laker fan is that even when people leave, they still
about being
come
a Laker
back.
Fan. Oh, is it easy having those 17 rings?
Every former player is
18
connected
rings.
to the Lakers.
What do you got? 18, 17?
Listen,
Somehow.
I think, do we have 18 or 17 now?
I think 18.
I think we have 18 after the last one. But it's pretty much just like, we know that even if I let you go, you're going to become better. Think about your Brandon Ingrams. Think about those kind of players that once we sent you off, you got to develop in a place where you got the ball more. You got to do what you want to do.
And it's like, to a certain extent, Brandon Ingram and Alonzo and Josh Hart and all them, even Julius Randle, to an extent, they'll always be tied with the Lakers somehow. You always think Lakers when you think of those players.
What's going to end
Jordan
up happening?
Clarkson?
Yeah, they're gonna, but because the Lakers also put them in a position where you're on a big stage with a lot of money coming into a big facility.
It worked out to where it's like, look, we value you as players. We think you're very talented. We believe in you. But we just need to win right now because we have LeBron. Like, I'm sorry. That's all it is.
You guys
now they're all in positions now to where they could succeed as NBA players.
You guys develop, and then if you need to come back, just think about how many people are like.
Great job in the draft though, like as far as forming a team, like
the past 5 years. I will give you all that. Yeah.
Because just think, it's so hard to develop a team and think that all these stars are going to shine on the same team, and that's not really how basketball works.
Facts.
You've seen so many players like James Harden continuously get better as he goes to different teams, or LeBron James, like I will say, he continued to change his game and continue to get better.
But nah, you can't put LeBron in that category. He's in a separate category.
Of course he's in a separate category.
Nah, because it's one of those, the teams get better with LeBron. You know what I mean?
The teams do get better with LeBron, but LeBron from Cleveland first time to Miami to back to Cleveland,
yeah, but he
was a different beast.
But that was just all LeBron. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like your own personal, like you.
But I'm saying with a Brandon Ingram, him going to a new space was good for him to be at a new space because that helped his development. LeBron going to Miami was still in the finals.
I feel you know what I mean? It's not really about his development. It's just kind of how he changed. I get that.
He changed as a human, but these teams are still in the fucking hunt for the finals.
I'll keep it to the youngins. It
like
really makes a
Julius
huge
Randle,
difference.
you know what I mean? Even you can even say.
I mean, I don't know about my boy Russ, but I'm not really a big fan of that trade or that pickup.
I just like it. Russ is so LA. He belongs in LA.
You feel me?
He belongs in LA, but I just
and not in the Clippers jersey. He belongs in a Lakers.
Inconsistent.
If YG was a basketball player, he would be Westbrook.
It almost feels like to me, honestly, like as an outsider, Lakers. I'm not a Laker. I hate the Lakers. Okay,
with a passion, but I love him.
But like
y'all.
Westbrook, it feels like it almost feels like it was meant to be. Like he's supposed to be a Laker.
Facts.
You know, I feel like you guys will fix him. So like to a certain, it'll be like a good marriage.
LeBron's about to fucking win a ring with Carmelo and Westbrook. He's gonna go down.
And Westbrook is 32, bro. Like he's at an age to where like he's an NBA
gonna come
veteran.
back to Cleveland. We're gonna draft Bronny, and then we're gonna win a chip, and he's gonna retire, bro.
Westbrook
like
has seen it all. He's seen it. He's lost. He's been MVP. He's been to the finals early in his career.
Average a triple double 3 out of 4 seasons.
He's at a phase now in his career to where I think he could like shift his game for the better.
Facts.
Especially playing around LeBron.
Facts.
I'm interested to see how Brooklyn will come into this next season and what kind of chemistry they'll have.
Oh, they running through the East. I'm sorry.
I mean, we said that last time.
No.
They ran through them,
but this time you get a full season together.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, but it's
y'all
like sometimes
know I think Kyrie's a diva, so like
Kyrie's
I always have a hard time.
I think all
Kyrie
superstars are divas,
GOAT.
and that's why all the superstars.
There will be no Kyrie slander on this podcast.
Fuck Kyrie, bro.
That man single-handedly hit the greatest shot to win the best championship in NBA history. Oh yeah, he do get down with y'all.
I forgot to talk about y'all bitches and y'all sage. That's the next one.
We back
y'all
to the bitches and the sage.
Well, Kyrie walking around the court with a sage. Y'all know how it goes.
Hey man, he trying to get the
Kyrie
bad
be drinking
vibes.
his sea moss.
Hey, Kyrie funny though, bro. Like,
Kyrie's so corny sometimes. Bro,
it's just like, well, if I wanted to go to my sister's birthday party, I'm gonna go to my sister's birthday party. I'm like, Kyrie,
he be on IG,
you were supposed to be at practice,
barefoot doing yoga and shit. Like, bro, what you
follow
doing?
him on IG. I'm sure he be singing Drake.
Bro, he just be vibing. Y'all be
singing Drake.
pressing this man's
No,
life.
bro, he just comes off as very pretentious, and I know a lot of people feel.
He comes off like he comes off very like Dennis Rodman, but don't party and has no reason to even feel the way he does.
Like I just feel
it's
like
I
know how his personality would be if I met him.
He got the greatest
He'd be
handles in history.
standoffish. He'd be like ready to go.
He's the person.
He come in, handle it, bro. Like you can't. How you
like,
gonna be mad at a man that want to just come in, do his job, go home, and do his family?
Listen, I'm a Kobe fan. Kobe wasn't fucking with nobody. Kobe wasn't chit chatting and bullshitting.
Yeah, it's like, bro, everybody could do that, but you can still come off like a dick doing that.
But the only reason,
bro, just doing my job, bro.
Thought Kobe was a dick for a long time.
But Kobe
like,
just won rings, so it's different. Jordan was a dick, but it was different. You know what I mean?
No, Kyrie's dramatic. It's not really being a dick. It's a different kind of drama.
He was in front of the media crying.
He's always talking about something that has nothing. I mean, you know how the whole shut up and dribble. I get it. Everybody should be able to talk. But Kyrie be on there and they'll be like asking him something simple.
I'm over NBA players whining at the podium. I'm done seeing that shit. And Kyrie's the biggest culprit.
I just feel like if we're gonna play, then I think we should. Y'all canceled a basketball game. Great. Yeah.
So I get
y'all stop playing for
the media asks stupid questions. Yes, that's part of it. But everybody has an aspect of their job that they don't like doing that they have to do. And like there's things that I do in my job every day that I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. Like I should fucking do something about it, but I don't, and I just fucking sit there and do it. Just like the majority of NBA players.
The only way you cannot do that is if you're a Naomi Osaka, or if you're a Serena Williams, or somebody who plays somebody plays an individual sport that is willing to take the pay cut because they get paid per tournament, per game, and they can do that. When you're playing for the NBA,
Kyrie blew up and immediately got a big head. I don't want to play with LeBron anymore. Trade me.
It's like
nah. Hey, hold on. Not to cut you off. That whole shit. It wasn't even he didn't want to play LeBron. You got to think. You just hit the fucking shot to win the fucking series, right? And to win a chip for this organization, they never won a ring, and your name is in trade rumors? Come on now, bro. This team that drafted you.
That's LeBron's team. Fucking deal with it, bro. You a grown man.
You got it. Bro,
what do you mean? I
mean?
don't think they should have had him in trade talks.
That's an organization. If you're in trade rumors,
I feel like he should have trusted that wasn't the fact, because you're the number 2 player on the team. Why do you think you were going to get traded?
Not even rumors. Like, he was actually being discussed, and like, you know what I mean? And that's the reason why
there's been a lot of superstars that are more talented than Kyrie that have been in trade rumors that haven't blown it up like he did. I don't want to hear it. Bro.
Like who?
I don't want to hear it, bro.
Like who? Name one person
that have been in trade rumors that got up and left, or what's the scenario?
That been in a situation like Kyrie's, that was a number 2 on a team.
Isaiah Thomas,
D Wade, LeBron contract, they underpaid him. Pat Riley basically essentially told him.
Isaiah Thomas got the team all the way to the finals, didn't he? And got the boot.
Bro, D Wade is different. This man won a fucking ring his 3rd year in, and then on top, like D Wade
was in the same situation Kyrie was in. LeBron came over, took over his team. Like the next season, they gave LeBron the fat contract. They didn't have enough money left over for D Wade, who was the player they drafted.
LeBron and Wade.
D Wade sucked it up.
Bro, LeBron and Wade are friends. That's a whole different dynamic.
I mean,
but I feel like even if we are friends, where's my money? Like, just because we're friends doesn't mean
I feel you on that, but that just speaks to D Wade's relationship with LeBron.
Well, no, D Wade left the team after that. He went to the fucking Bulls, but he didn't make a big media fucking fiasco about it.
True.
But bro, okay, that's a whole different situation. LeBron wasn't on
same exact
No,
situation.
LeBron wasn't on the team when D Wade left. This was when they were doing the whole rebuild situation, going through their little dry spell.
I just think
this was after Bosh even
left.
left.
It wasn't LeBron. It was Bosh. They gave Bosh that fat contract before he had the fucking blood clot, right?
That's not when fucking Wade left. Wade left after he had the blood clot.
No. They gave Bosh the contract for after the blood clot after LeBron left. So they were going to build around Bosh and Wade, but they gave Bosh the most money.
So this is not about money, bro. This is about you hit the fucking shot, you won a championship, and now you're in fucking trade talks.
But so what?
But that's probably the issue.
So
Wade wasn't in trade talks. Wade.
My point is, so the fuck what? It's an NBA organization. Like
it
sucks, but you don't gotta go crying to the media. It sucks, but you don't gotta go.
Wait, so did Kawhi leave when he went to Toronto? Or did he get traded?
He got traded because he went and crying to the media.
So is that a prime example? He took that team all the way to the championship in 1 year.
Yes, but Kawhi in that same category. Absolutely, I agree with you.
I think that's exactly what happened, right?
Kyrie and Kawhi are not on the same goat. Like
Kawhi is a diva.
Kawhi is on a fucking bottom tier GOAT level. You know what I mean?
A lot of you
like
notice
bottom tier,
pattern, right? You notice
somebody would have to stretch the hell out of their argument.
Okay, you want to know what puts Kyrie on a bottom tier MVP talks? Is because he's just a point guard and he just has ball handling skills, so he can never be top on a GOAT on all around basketball.
But nobody's ever arguing that. He's just a fucking closer and the greatest handles in history.
So is Kawhi not the same? You're not going to put Kawhi in GOAT talks?
Kawhi's a closer.
No, I said Kawhi's at the bottom tier GOAT talk.
So same with Kyrie. So they should be the same.
Kawhi's on a higher tier than Kyrie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, because of what he's done and his game ability.
Exactly.
But come on.
No, but Kawhi is bottom tier GOAT level.
I hate when we do this. I forgot what we were even arguing about.
MVP level.
I forgot what the original argument was.
Let me wrap it up. This is what we're arguing about, and we're gonna close it here. We're arguing that Kyrie. This isn't my show, but 2 points. We can add a third side. We can get a dice.
Hey, this the glue that hold it all together.
The 3 coin.
Pretty much what Ronnie is trying to say is that we can't call Kyrie a bitch for what he did, because if I just made the game-winning shot, I shouldn't be in trade talks. I should be here to stay.
Facts.
We were trying to find a comparison of somebody else.
I'm arguing that man is still a vagina because.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to the conclusion. The conclusion is the best. We found another player who did something exactly the same, which is Kawhi Leonard, and he did not act like a bitch.
No, he did act like a bitch.
He did not act like a bitch in the same way. He didn't start walking around the city with Sage. So,
okay. Oh, what the bro? But he still stopped going to practice. You know what I mean?
He started yogaing in the locker room.
Oh my God, y'all!
Listen.
Y'all some petty ass.
Kyrie played Janae Aiko in the locker room shower.
Bro, go shoot some fucking free throws and warm up.
Yeah.
Why you know coach was sitting over there like, what the fuck is he doing?
Kyrie got a third eye tatted somewhere on his body.
On his ass.
Yeah,
right?
he got a tat somewhere.
He got a little tramp stamp.
I'm done with y'all, bro.
Yeah.
That says high power.
I'm done with y'all haters.
He got a little tramp stamp that says high power.
Kyrie probably done ayahuasca.
Probably. A little hit of DMT.
But no, okay. Let me drive my final point home before we close out.
Drive it home.
You know, it's a pattern of like we talk about diva players, right? Like Kawhi, Kyrie. We even talk about shit. We talk about the Lakers. I'll even put like AD in there. AD fucking forced his hand out of fucking.
Yeah, he's pretty wild.
And he didn't do nothing for him.
And Harden did the same thing, right?
Yeah.
All these players are what? Injury fucking prone.
Yeah, of course.
So if you're a diva, that means you're just not there for your team as much. Probably you're probably not showing up to as many practices.
Yeah.
Which means your body's not as fresh. And then you end up getting injured more. All of these players and all their personalities, like the 4 that I just named, I could totally see as players who just be like, oh, like I don't really give that much of a fuck. I'm just good. Like,
I can see Kawhi being that
I'll just
player
skip practice
that just
whenever
like,
I want to.
He's
and that's
like,
why I
oh,
don't
I'm
fuck with none of
hurt.
them.
I'm hurt. Kawhi's probably that player that's like, oh, I'm hurt. I can't practice today.
Yeah, like I'm.
Hey man, with Kawhi, it's just like, bro, this man proved
and Kyrie's home for like mental issues. Always, he's always like, all right, I need a self day.
Hey, but he shows
My
up.
work-life balance isn't
Kyrie need a mental
colliding.
health day once a month, like,
and then wants to get paid for it.
Like, bro, if you just stop being a bitch and just fucking just go to work like the rest of us. Every day I gotta stop being a bitch and go to work. Like, why can't you do the same when you got millions, nigga? Like, the paycheck ain't enough incentive.
Hey, that's big facts.
That's it. That's the end of rent.
Nah. Hey, to wrap it up though, shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, shout out to fucking Spencer Dinwiddie.
So, what was the stock I
the
need
richest
to get into?
player you don't know,
Cardano. ADA.
Oh, y'all know exactly what to say. So I got to get into Cardano.
Cardano, ADA, y'all know what it is. Handle
Everybody.
it.
We said that shit in unison.
Cardano.
Cardano. Nah, but for real though, Cardano is literally,
check.
bro. They're positioning themselves to become like the economic or like the fucking payment staple in Africa.
They're gonna be like the African dollar.
I mean, the AD.
Y'all ain't know Africa uses just one currency?
The ADA. The African dollar for Africans.
But hey, on behalf of the 2 Coin Podcast, it's your brother Waleed, and we signing out.
It's your boy Ronnie.
All right, it's your girl Tot.
Yeah.
They got pretty drunk and ranty towards the end.
Oh man, that shit was a 2-hour podcast, bro.
We haven't been on for 2 hours, have we?
Nah, we haven't. It's been an hour.